one of the really cool things that the International Body Surfing Association has been able to do over the last like 5 years is create uniformity in terms of how people are scored, how long are heats, how many
Mm.
people should be in a heat, all those types of things. Because prior to that, it was kind of impossible to have a world tour where, athletes in Morocco were being scored very differently than athletes in California and so forth.
Yeah.
And so now, for all the contests that are a part of the international, like the qualifying events for the world tour, heats are generally 15 minutes long. And you'll be and there's four people in the water, so you will be competing against three other people. The top 50% or two athletes will advance to the next heat, and you'll get a score on all of your waves, but only your top two waves will count towards your score for advancing. And so then you'll compete in a heat, and if you're one of the top two people based on your top two waves, then you would advance to the next heat and compete in that, so forth and so on. And so contests are usually 1 or 2 day events based on how many people are registered for an event. And it's pretty much like an all day event down at the beach, 7 a.m. till 4 or 5 p.m. So
Awesome. Okay, pretty cool. So it's not dissimilar to some formats of surfing, really.
very similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. All right. So have you have you seen or come across any kind of injuries in your time? Like they're kind of common ones that happen that you've seen?
Yeah, it depends on where you are body surfing. So there are some waves that you are body surfing that are in really shallow water, often called shore break.
Yeah.
There's some iconic spots like this in Hawaii, or the Wedge, which I mentioned earlier, is a good
Mm.
example of that. There's one in our hometown in San Clemente here. And my husband actually my husband is also a competitive body surfer. And in January, he actually tore his AC joint in his shoulder, body surfing a shore break wave. So
Wow.
he went on a wave, he was going left. So a lot of times when you're going on a wave, you'll stretch out your front arm to kind of help like plane you and guide you in the face of the wave. And he was stretched out, and the bottom kind of like hollowed out, and he hit the bottom with that shoulder stretched out, and he tore his AC and actually had to get surgery. So
Wow.
that was not a fun injury, but I'd say the risk or the scare is hitting the bottom.